Hey YouTube, Always Post 1975. Yeah, strong title, I know. And the irony of the fact that there's a Habs jersey in the background and I'm wearing a Bristol City jersey, you know, that's not wasted on me. That was not planned, that's just my wardrobe. Anyway, yeah, I'm not defending nor destroying, I'm just asking the question, because I think it's quite an interesting question. Because but before anything, anyone says, like, you know, people don't hate sports games. Look at the FIFA franchise, you know, look at all these sporting franchises. They're absolutely behemoths in the industry. Yes, I understand that. But if you watch YouTube videos on a day-to-day basis, not that watching YouTube is an answer for everything, constantly people sort of will refer to, oh, I don't like sports games, or I picked this up, it's a sports game, you know, I have no intention of playing it, I can just use it as a spare case for, you know, anything else that I get. You know, there is a sort of underlying feeling that, you know, people don't like sports games, and I thought that was quite an interesting question. Now, this question is inspired by two things. First thing that inspired me was I was watching a video by NeoJake999Gamer, very unappreciated channel. I'll put a link down below, please go and check him out. And he was talking about some of the pickups he had, and he said he picked up an NHL game, and you know, he said, I must be one of the few people that likes old school sports games. And the other thing that kind of inspired this was I was out earlier on with my brother, and he actually drove us somewhere. So while I'm going through charity shops looking for games and stuff like that, you know, he's stood there and he's like, you know, he's like, time, you know, it's on the clock, mate, no pun, and you know, hurry up. And then I was flipping through games like this in a charity shop, and I actually said out loud, and it's funny, I remember thinking as I said it out loud, you know, whoa, where did that come from? I went, oh, fuck's sake, there's nothing here, there's only sports games. And as we left, it's funny, because he looked at me and he said, dude, you of all people, you know, should appreciate sports games, because, you know, I love sports, you know, absolutely love sports. I'm religious about football, you know, I'm religious about hockey, and the new football season's kicking off very shortly. Game on, match today on a Saturday night, one of my favourite sort of, you know, waste of a Saturday night ever is watching Match of the Day. But yeah, because why, you know, why do you hate sports games, or why do people hate sports games, I should say? And it's funny, it's a really, really good question, because obviously they are, you know, really, really popular, they do make a lot of money, but as I said, quite a lot of people openly bash sports games. Now, let's just say, or address, sorry, before I get to sort of the meat and two veg of this argument, there are some absolutely amazing franchises. I mean, I love FIFA on the Mega Drive, I love the NHL series, absolutely fantastic. Well, I love Madden American football. That's right, American football. You know, but they ended up suffering from the same thing that I'm going to point out in this video. And of the only modern sort of franchise I play is Pro Evolution Soccer. Oh, I hate that term, soccer, on the Wii. And the reason I love this is because of this. You know, it's a whole different gaming experience. It really, really is, people. Seriously, if you buy any game on the Wii, you know, like sports, can't buy this, but don't play it with the pad, play it with the remote. It's brilliant, it's unique. But then this is suffering from the same thing. Now, I don't think, and here's my argument, that it's a case of people hating sports games. I think it's a case of hating what it's become, what it's turned into. You know, as I said, it is a behemoth of the gaming industry, and I think that's why we don't like it. I mean, there's something we could do, which I will talk about, but it won't happen. I know that, you know, I'm not a simpleton. I understand that my personal preferences and sort of feelings towards the industry will never be taken seriously by anyone. But I think, yeah, it's this out and out, you know, aggressive sort of pursuit of profit, you know, an exercise in marketing and selling games that people dislike. Not necessarily playing sports games, but, you know, this pursuit of sheer profit. And the irony is not wasted on me that sports jerseys, at least in this country, are kind of the same thing. That's one thing, that's one side note, really, really quickly, that's always really, really pissed me off. If you go to, I don't know how it is anywhere else, but if you go to North America, their sports jerseys pretty much remain the same consistently. Like that Habs shirt, my Yankees shirt, you know, they're icons, they're absolute icons. This country, they change one thing once a year on a shirt to make sure that people buy the next shirt, and I don't like that. And that's the same with sports games. Yes, I know rosters change, you know, faces come, faces go, you know, sponsors change on the shirt, and you know, the purist, the diehard fan will always want to have the latest current thing. But what I don't like about that is essentially, for, you know, when they say, oh, we've changed this, we've changed that, it's more playable, it's better looking, it's this, it's that, I don't give a shit what they say. You mean to tell me that if you take the last 3 FIFA titles, the one now and the one from, you know, 3 years ago, there's this massive, you know, gap in quality, in control? Bollocks is there. Absolutely bollocks. They are just taking advantage of the fact that they know people will want the latest roster, and that really fucking annoys me. And it really fucking annoys me for one main reason. Most of these games, this one has it, even on the Wii, has an update function where, you know, if you're midway through the season, because obviously you have 2 transfer windows, they understand that players will come, players will go, so you can update the team. And they know that, so you can actually use this feature to update the team so it reflects the current settings. Yeah, so therefore why the need for, you know, game after game, year after year? Do you know what I mean? Yes, I know it's money, I'm not a simpleton, these are just my thoughts, my feelings on why I think people, or I dislike sports games. Why don't you just sell a box, sell a game, right? A game called, I don't know, FIFA Base Edition. And you know, you load it up and it's an out of date, it's sort of roster or whatever, but then you go online and you update it, and then it currently reflects the current sort of season or whatever, you know, and just sell this base unit, and then every time there's a, you know, subsequent season, or, you know, or a transfer window or whatever, you go online and you just update it. This is weird because obviously I'm talking about digital content, but I think this could be a good use of digital content. You know, digital only content, sorry. So yeah, you update it, and then you've got the latest version, or you got the changes they make in the gameplay mechanics and controls and physics and all that sort of shit. You know, that gets updated. You know, and then basically they can even charge, as long as they're not fucking mental over it. People wouldn't care, or I think people wouldn't care. But yeah, so you buy this base unit, and then I don't know, every sort of 6 months, you upgrade it, and it reflects what's going on in the sports, or the politics of your team here and now. I think that would be absolutely brilliant, because this is the main reason I hate sports games. I just think they don't give a fuck about representing the sport in the most playable sort of fashion ever, you know, giving you the best experience of being able to play as your heroes, as your team. They're just staring at your pockets, mate. They're just staring at your pockets. And I think this is why people, or, you know, as I said, obviously some people love them, but I think this is why there's this kind of negative backlash against people, against sports games, because people just think, well, if I buy, you know, Madden 2012, is it that much of, you know, an improved experience over 2011? Sure, it's going to have, you know, updated rosters and stuff like that, but am I honestly getting that much more game? Because, you know, expensive, 40 quid once a year to some degree play the same game. Anyway, that's my thoughts, my feelings. You know, what are yours? Why do people hate on sports games? These are just my observations. I would really like to know what yours are. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you later.